won the future switched on, but the winners are Everton, a famous club that fell on difficult times since they won the championship in 1970, but a surge of confidence in this second half of the season, which has brought 2 Wembley finals, and with the second one comes the FA Cup. And Andy Gray there, whose brother came over from Canada for this final, and saw him score the goal, which sent those supporters sky high with delight. And they'll take quite a while to come down to earth, I would imagine, as indeed will Gray and the other Everton players.
He's smiling and he's crying at the same time, but the manager, what's he got to do with the man?
Bobby, the manager's apart. This is the moment the players can sing.
Yeah, so this is where the players let their hair down and they do things that probably tomorrow morning they'll regret having done. Putting silly hats on, wearing scarves, etc. A lot of work, and this is where they're entitled to enjoy themselves. And a city like Liverpool, you know, loads of unemployment, all these fans have come down, had to save hellish hard to get the money together to come down to Wembley twice, and they deserve the moment of glory.
Just above the players' tunnel. The supporters of Everton. There are literally thousands banked above the players there, a vast sea of blue and white favours.
Nice to see John Bailey with a cup in his hand. I mean, he typifies Merseyside to me. It's certainly the only club he's played for. He's played for Blackburn, I know, before Everton, but he's a Scouser through and through, and he had about 46 relatives, didn't he, on the train at lunchtime, and he cried, didn't he, when he picked up his losers medal in the Milk Cup final, and he touched the Milk Cup as if to say, well, we didn't get you, but we're going to get the other one. And I think they had the extra determination, Jimmy, today that I felt was lacking in Watford, strangely, because it's usually part of their game.
Yeah, funny enough, the 2 managers last night, Howard Kendall, when asked about his priority for today, said, we would like to win something because of Liverpool and the great length of time, you know, they've been out of the trophies. And Graham Taylor said, well, I want it to be a memorable match that we can all look back on. And it's amazing the different priorities maybe at that time.
Incidentally, as you watch Everton celebrating winning the 1984 FA Cup, the news from Scotland is that the Scottish Cup final has gone into extra time. Aberdeen won, Celtic won, black in the first half for Aberdeen. McStay equalised for Celtic, extra time is being played.
Celtic doing that with 10 men.
Yes, Celtic have 8 been sent off in the first half, so they're down to 10 men. But back to the scenes of celebration. And Howard Kendall taking his time out there.
Why not? Go on, you stay out there, son. It'll be the last one out. Go on. Deserve it. I remember speaking to him early in the season and his head was down and he had a big moustache on. I says, get that tash off.
I mean, they've made their shares of buys and sales, but on the other hand, they haven't done it in that extravagant way. The manager has to be aware there, as you do at your club, that there is a budget.
When you talk about the 6 or 7 major clubs, they're one of them, aren't they? They're the big city clubs, and they've really harked back to the glory days today when Howard Kendall, in fact, was a player. But I wonder if, you know, the point we were making really before has come over or not. That Watford, the supporters have generally treated it like a good day out. And it would be sad if the players have done that, because I always think if you're not one of the big city clubs, that you have to say, well, look, let's go there, win it, and then enjoy it. The temptation is to say, well, let's go there and enjoy it. And I don't think they've done either, because if you lose, you don't enjoy it, really, do you?
Yeah, but I don't think really it was through lack of attitude on the players' part. They fought tenaciously right to the end. And
well, did you think they fought as tenaciously as they do in league matches? I mean, I think they freeze on the day.
And I think some of them, I think like Callaghan, I think he had one of those days where his legs wouldn't work for him. I mean, he just couldn't do a thing right. And I think the young left back was the one who was shown up. Everton dominated in that area, and their young player, Trevor Stephen, was outstanding.
Yes, interesting to see what happens there. The Watford supporters banked above the tunnel there, and the Everton players passing just beneath with the FA trophy, and they are standing, they are rising to give them a reception.
Yes.
And that's really been typical of the atmosphere of the match.
It's been a good day. Right from the singing at the beginning, the national anthem, Bide With Me, They were all sung very well indeed, and there was no silly chanting in between, and I'm sure there'll be no troubles, and this is what we all hope that football continues to be like.
Kevin Ratcliffe, who has only been really noticed this year as a real class player, was a super captain today, I thought, you know, and just when they were having a little bit of a bad patch, he weathered the storm, he pulled them all together, and very fitting that he takes the trophy down the tunnel there, because I thought he played a major part in the match.
Well, now, as the players leave, and they'll shortly be joining us in the interview room, what to play in the 2 goals? We've heard Jimmy comment on them on the live outside broadcast. Let's get Laurie to talk about the first goal, which Everton scored in the first half.
Yes. This is at the period when it could have gone either way, really. And I felt that the lad Richardson was stretching people on the left-hand side, giving Everton the width there, and he's gone for a nice 1-2 here. And the important thing now is to get your cross in, which he does. And whatever happens after that, somebody has a half-hearted shot, which Grimshaw latches onto, and he dispatched it beautifully into the net. And a sweet moment for him, because if he looks at that programme for the rest of his life, he's down as substitute.
Right, well, Bobby, the second goal, there might just be an element of controversy about that. Did you think the goalkeeper was fouled or not?
No, I didn't, because I thought, if you look at it, Andy Gray actually headed the ball out of the goalkeeper's hands. I think, to start with, the goalkeeper has a tremendous advantage because he can use his hands. But I thought that Andy Gray was very brave putting his head there, and I thought, no, it was a good goal.
Well, there we are, that's how Everton won the cup, and now we can join some of the celebrations as we move down to the interview room.
Well, let me first of all say to Howard, many congratulations. 4th time lucky from your point of view, Howard, really.
Yeah, 2 losing ones as a player, then coming in the Milk Cup and losing that one. I mean, this is tremendous today. I'm delighted for everybody connected with the club, especially the fans out there.
It wasn't without a little bit of nail-biting, was it, early on?
No, early on we weren't playing too well, and we were allowing them really too many chances. And, you know, they really didn't take them at that period in the game. But after that, I thought in the second half we controlled it and we did ever so well.
I think Neville Southall perhaps deserves a big mention in those early stages.
Well, he's had a big mention off me recently because he's turned in important saves and he's done it again today. Absolutely superb.
Well, then came the goal, and that came from Graham Sharp here. Graham, can I just bring you into the picture? Let's just talk about that for a moment, because you did turn very neatly on it. How did you actually see that?
Well, I think the ball went out to the edge of the box, and I think it was Gary Stevens. Eventually, Gary Stevens has a shot from the edge of the box. I think the Watford players were trying to push out for offside, but fortunately for me, it fell for me just in, I think, the penalty spot. Just managed to turn and knock it off the post. Delighted to see it.
It did actually hit the woodwork, did
yeah,
it, Graham?
I think it hit the post. I don't know. I think it hit the post there. Yeah.
And here it comes.
Yeah, I think they were trying to push out for offside, but fortunately I beat that, and the goal went in, so I was delighted to see that go in.
Here's the Everton captain, Kevin Ratcliffe. The year of the rat, Chinese year of the rat's come true. Ratters.
Yeah, up to now, so I'm pleased. I'm pleased for the fans, pleased for the players, pleased for the manager. It's been brilliant.
The boss did say long before this final that these funny things do happen, and the old Chinese year of the rat could come up.
I've got no Chinese blood in me, I can swear on that. Anyway, Chinese meals you like. I know that's what it is.
Any food in it?
Let me pull in Trevor Stevens, who's had an outstanding game as well. I can see you looking down affectionately at that medal, Trevor. That must mean a great deal to you at this moment.
Obviously. Very hard game, very tired now, but very relieved to have won.
What have you done?
Oh, thanks a lot, Ken. Very relieved to have won, and thoroughly enjoyed 90 minutes.
A marvellous moment for Everton Football Club, Howard, because it's 14 years, isn't it, since the last trophy?
It is. That was the league championship, yeah, and it was 1966, the last time the FA Cup. It means a lot to us because we've had to sit back and admire what Liverpool have done over the years. But we're delighted to have the first one on the sideboard. The youth team won the Youth Cup as well, so we're delighted. It's been a good year, 84 up to now.
Let's look at Andy Gray's goal, because I was sitting very close to this, and at the time I wondered, Howard, whether in fact it could be classed as an own goal, or whether Andy did in fact get a touch. What do you think here?
Well, Trevor's gone on the outside and he's put another quality cross in. Andy is in a good position. The keeper's coming for it now.
You see, that's in his hands there, isn't it? And suddenly it's out.
No, I would have thought, looking at that, and naturally I couldn't see from where I was sitting, but Andy Gray certainly got the touch. Try and tell him differently.
Here we are again. Do you like to offer a version of this, Graham?
I definitely think he headed the ball in. As
you were quite close to it, weren't
well,
you,
I was
at
at
the
the
stage?
front post. I think I was in a bad position. The boss would tell me. But I think Andy got that. I think he claimed that anyway.
Here it comes. Now, it's out of his hands. Now, it hits him there, doesn't it?
Look at the forehead on that.
Yeah. Definitely a touch off Andy.
It's a big shine.
Yeah. It's a clean sweep for Liverpool, Howard. All those trophies, domestic trophies, are finishing up in Liverpool. 2 of them in the Anfield one and 1 in...
Yeah, we were keeping our fingers crossed for Tranmere last night in the Associate Members' Cup, actually, but it just went down at Hull. That was in the final as well. Delighted for the City.
I'm sure you'd like, and I'm also sure at this moment you'd like a word for Graham Taylor and the Watford lads.
Well, yes, I know what it's like to be on the losing side, and I think that he'll have enjoyed everything up to the game. I always stress that the game was the most important thing, but I mean, he's got a good side, he's got a young side, and I'm sure he'll be back again.
There they are. There's the
Yes,
cup,
we're ready
and
for you, Dickie, and we've got the FA Cup. We've got Andy Gray and Adrian Heath showing us what it's all about, the medal as well. Andy, obviously, the point that really settled it Everton's way was the second goal, 7 minutes into the second half, and you're a goal scorer in a final at Wembley again. What do you remember about it?
I remember that it was a great ball from the right, and the keeper actually got the ball. The only thing I could think of doing was just heading him where he got the ball, and I actually headed the back of his hand. And I had the word with him afterwards, and he says, "You did well there," because I just headed the back of his hand to try and knock it in the net, and then it went.
We can look at it now. It's Trevor Stephen, in fact, who did so well to get in the cross.
Great cross, and I thought the keeper always had it, and I just went up and headed the back of his hand.
That's a foul on the keeper.
Just there, you see? Oh, it's brilliant, man.
You claim that one in front
We
of
can see it again from the other angle. John Bailey was telling us that it was a foul on the goalkeeper, not seriously, I don't think.
No, it's a great ball, and I didn't honestly think I was going to get it. The defender was in front of me as well, and I've just gone up and tried to hit the back of his hand. There you go, and then it goes.
Oh,
terrific.
You're not claiming that.
Oh, you want a bit.
Go on then, I'll let you have that.
Adrian, in fact, this fella here has been a bit of a talisman for Everton since he came to you over the first part of the season.
He's not done bad. We brought him along slowly, but no, he's been superb for us this season.
I'm getting too old, as you say.
Yeah, that's right. He's the old man of the party, but he still keeps going. He needs to keep bearing up under strain, don't they? But he has. He's been a tremendous influence to us all, especially the younger lads.
Is that an Elton John hat, John?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's big enough for me. No, fans just turn it on and put it on. Tremendous.
From a defensive viewpoint, Watford gave you a few problems early on.
Early on, I thought we were a bit nervous. They had a couple of throw-ins, one throw-in that caused us a few problems. After that, I thought we got on top and we settled down, got a bit solid, and we left it to the front men to do it. And midfield, and they really won it for us. Well, not won it for us, but we left it to them in the end to put the ball away. Being modest there. He's being modest there, isn't he? He'll be in there, had a great game for that.
John, what does it mean to Everton, because you've been in the shadow of Liverpool, and you particularly as a Scouser, what does it mean to have got a trophy at last?
Well, everything. I mean, you've only got to listen to them out there, and the lads can go back and hold their heads up. And I'm sure the Liverpool lean to be buying their mates a drink tonight. And I'm sure they'll all turn out on Sunday to, to wave to us and everything. And I just want to wish Liverpool all the best in the European Cup and make sure all the trophies come back to Merseyside.
You know something, Martin? It's all about these people out here in Merseyside. And we're absolutely delighted that we've won it for them. Because, as somebody said, how long have you waited for an FA Cup final ticket? And a guy said 14 years. Well, we hope we've rewarded them today by that cup. And I've played in League Cup finals and won them, and I've now played an FA Cup final, and it's the best ever. That's the greatest cup, I think, apart from the World Cup.
Well, there was a lot of talk about the Watford youngsters, but of course you had plenty on your side as well. Now, Kevin Richardson, what was the experience like for you?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Again, the American Cup, that was a bit of a disappointment, but like to come back, being there twice in the season, and like you said, young lads, we've got young lads, and I think we've done a great job, and we paid off for in the end, because this is what we've got in my hand.
Terrific, Kevin. Actually, we can talk about the first goal now, and Gary Stevens, you were involved in it. I think we can show you the ball came in from Kevin Richardson.
I think it was a left foot drive, wasn't it? Straight to Sharpie. I'm not sure. No, Barnes, he just got his foot in there and straight to him. Everybody seemed to stop there. In off the post, yeah.
A lovely moment.
Brilliant. Oh, what a feeling that was. I was first to him there, yes.
I've just got a chance to have a quick word with Howard Kendall. Howard,
hi Martin,
after all these years, and you were in the last team that won a trophy, what's the feeling like now?
Well, I'm delighted for the club, everybody connected with the club, the fans, I mean, it would have been superb. Really, I'm just delighted that they can go back to Liverpool now and people can talk about what Everton have done, because we've had to sit back and admire what Liverpool have done for so many years.